Good morning. This is your Global News Desk update for Wednesday, January 14, 2026. We are tracking significant geopolitical shifts in the Middle East, a major showdown between the White House and the Federal Reserve, and a rebound on Wall Street following critical inflation data. In technology, the race for 6G networks takes a massive leap forward. Here are the details. World News. The lead: escalation in the Middle East and U.S. foreign policy shifts. Tensions between the United States and Iran have reached a new boiling point. Following days of nationwide protests in Iran, U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly urged Iranian protesters to take over institutions, canceling planned diplomatic meetings with Tehran. Reports from the ground indicate the protests have turned violent, with human rights organizations estimating thousands of casualties. In a related move that has sent shockwaves through the region, the U.S. administration has officially designated the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, Lebanon, and Jordan as a terrorist organization, a decision likely to reshape alliances in the Arab world. Diplomatic strain in the Arctic. In a surprising geopolitical turn, a diplomatic row has erupted between the U.S., Denmark, and Greenland. Greenland's prime minister has firmly rejected what he calls American advances to annex the territory, stating explicitly, "We choose Denmark over the U.S." This comes ahead of high-stakes talks at the White House, where Danish and Greenlandic officials are expected to present a united front against U.S. pressure. South Korea. Political aftershocks. In Seoul, prosecutors have requested the death penalty for former President Yoon Suk-yeol, marking a dramatic climax to ongoing corruption and abuse of power investigations. The move has polarized the nation and drawn international attention to South Korea's judicial handling of former leaders.
Economy. Fed chair under fire and inflation data. A historic clash is unfolding in Washington as Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell revealed he is under investigation related to past testimony. Despite the pressure, Powell declared he will not bow to demands from President Trump, asserting the central bank's independence. Meanwhile, the economic data released yesterday provided a sigh of relief for markets. The U.S. Consumer Price Index, CPI, for December showed inflation cooling to a 2.7% annual rate, matching consensus expectations. This Goldilocks report, not too hot, not too cold, suggests the Fed's monetary policy is working, though the political battle over the Fed's future creates uncertainty. China's economic slowdown. Concerns over the world's second-largest economy continue to mount. New data from Beijing shows fixed asset investment has fallen 2.6%, the weakest performance in years, driven largely by a deepening crisis in the property sector. Despite government stimulus efforts, domestic demand in China remains sluggish, posing risks to global trade growth.
Finance. Wall Street rebounds. Following the favorable CPI report, U.S. stock markets rallied. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq closed higher, shaking off early week jitters. J.P. Morgan Chase kicked off the earnings season on a high note, reporting profits that beat expectations despite a dip in investment banking fees. The bank's CEO cited a resilient U.S. economy as a key driver. Crypto and commodities. In the digital asset space, Bitcoin is holding steady at approximately $92,000, as investors continue to treat it as a hedge against fiat currency volatility. In commodities, oil prices have climbed to a 2-month high, driven by the escalating geopolitical risks in Iran and potential U.S. sanctions.
Technology. 6G milestone and AI integration. A major breakthrough in telecommunications was announced today. Samsung Electronics, in collaboration with Intel, successfully completed the industry's first commercial call using a virtualized RAN/vRAN solution. This technology is a critical stepping stone toward AI-native, 6G-ready networks, promising significantly faster and more efficient global connectivity in the near future. AI everywhere. Artificial intelligence continues to permeate consumer tech. Amazon has launched Alexa Plus for the web, intensifying the battle for browser-based AI assistants. Meanwhile, Anthropic has released Claude Cowork, a tool designed to make AI coding accessible to non-developers. However, it's not all growth. Meta, Facebook's parent company, is scaling back its metaverse ambitions, reportedly shutting down 3 VR studios to refocus resources on AI hardware. Industry supply chain issues. On the hardware front, Framework, known for its reparable laptops, announced price increases of up to $460 due to a global RAM crisis, highlighting ongoing fragility in the tech supply chain. Closing. As we look ahead, markets will be closely watching the outcome of the standoff between the White House and the Fed, while the world holds its breath over the developments in Tehran. We will continue to bring you updates on these developing stories. Thank you for tuning in.